Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Lawrence Wong, and I'll be counting down with you to the 2020 Singapore Book Awards live show on the 13th of August, 4 p.m. It's 8 days to go, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm really excited. Here are the finalists for the best literary work. Let's go.
The finalists for Best Literary Work are Harris bin Potter and the Stoned Philosopher, written by Sufyan Hakim, published by Epigram Books.
Hey everyone, I'm Sufyan Hakim. It is an amazing feeling to even be nominated. Harris bin Potter and the Stoned Philosopher answers the never-before-asked question: what if Harry Potter was Malay and Singaporean? The answer is that this local Malay boy named Harris bin Potter finds himself enrolled in this magical school called Hock Tahal Wat School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. As the school year progresses, he realizes that his fellow students are slowly losing their magic. So it's up to Harris bin Potter to get to the bottom of this mystery. I first wrote Harris bin Potter and the Stoned Philosopher in 2009 when I was in school. I posted it to my blog, and it went viral. So the social media attention was insane. People were tweeting about it, they were posting about it, they were sharing it with their friends, and that kind of gave me the impetus to translate the story from just chapters in my blog to a full-blown book. So essentially what you have in this version that trumps, I would say, my self-published edition is that the storyline's tighter, the jokes are more updated, and there's much more Milo Dinosaur and magic. Harris bin Potter has evolved so much since I first wrote it as a blog post back in school more than a decade ago. It has since grown along with me. From the self-published, messy product in which I threw in all my disparate ideas as a younger man, to the slightly neater subsequent editions that I had the privilege of working with my wife Shelby on, and now to this most recent plateau in its evolution, this more complete, well-edited, better structured, gorgeously illustrated edition put together by the brilliant people at Epigram Books. This is an edition that better reflected what I hope to achieve with the book. Once again, I would like to reiterate that this is an amazing honor, but I would also like to say that this is merely one of my first few steps into a greater adventure into the literary world. Thank you once again.
Impractical Uses of Cake, written by Yo Jo Ann, published by Epigram Books.
Hi, I'm Yo Jo Ann, and I'm the author of Impractical Uses of Cake. Every time I get asked to describe the plot of Impractical Uses of Cake, I say something different. The truth is that this book folds together so many things for me. On one level, it's the story of a teacher navigating the tedium of the education system, trying to make things better, often wondering if he's making things worse. It's a story of a man who meets an old friend and gets shocked into re-examining his life, his choices. And on another level, for me at least, it's about re-evaluating how we think of things like identity and success and even literary canon. It's a book about and inspired by growing up and growing old and grappling with all the changes and questions and surprises that the universe sends our way. It's a great pleasure and privilege to be nominated this year for the Singapore Book Awards. Thank you very much.
The Evolved Ones, Book 1, Awakening, written by Natasha Oliver, published by Marshall Cavendish International, Asia.
Oliver, and I'm the author of the Evolved Ones series. I've been writing since I was 12, It started out with me rewriting scenes from books that I've read where I didn't like particularly how that scene worked out, so I would rewrite it how I wanted it to be. The Evolved One series is set in a world where a small pocket of humans have evolved and have developed unique abilities. Most of these abilities are mundane and uninteresting, but a handful of people have developed what we call active abilities. And those abilities have sparked the interest or caught the interest of scientists and governments who wish to understand why they have evolved and how they can replicate those abilities for their own purposes. The first book in the series, Evolved One, is about Rox. She's our protagonist. The story starts off 4 years after she wakes up without any memories. The wrong kind of people have discovered that she is evolved, and her unique ability is to heal, and that's a very attractive ability. And so she's running for her life, and she's looking for an organization called Halo. Now, no one knows if Halo is good or evil, but rumor has it that they've helped evolved ones like her. So the story is really about her search for them, and if she finds them, are they good, and will they help her? The story centers around Rox. She's our protagonist, but she has a strong and diverse supporting cast of characters. There's Josh, who's a bit of the bad boy. There's Sam, who sometimes can be a wild card. There's Meta and Catherine. And, you know, it's the books and the characters take you on a journey literally around the globe to figure out who is Rox. Awakening is an urban fantasy plot-driven book that has been written to keep you turning the page. But there are some deeper themes there that are around identity and our need for belonging. And I really try to tap into those with the main character, Rox. She is lost and she has no memories, but she's looking for a place that she can call home. She knows she has this empty void inside, and I think in some ways we can all relate to the journey that we take about looking for our tribe and looking for our group of people that make us feel like we belong somewhere. The reviews for Awakening have been really good. I have one here that reads, "Awakening is a wonderfully wild, action-packed story for those who like X-Men and or military type thrillers. Rox is a woman who can heal quickly but has no memory of her life before being rescued from a research facility. With a cast of ethnically diverse characters, Awakening is a fast, fun, modern story for those who like breathless action and suspense." Another review reads, "I'm a big fan of fantasy fiction, really enjoyed this first book. It was action-packed with a little romance thrown in and real-life complications and choices. Looking forward to seeing what happens next." You can purchase your copy of Awakening at all major bookstores and online at Amazon and Book Depository. If you like it, please leave a 5-star review.
Fall Baby, written by Laxmi Pumunjak, published by Penguin Random House, Southeast Asia.
are very honoured to have Laxmi Pamunjat's Fall Baby nominated for Best Literary Work. When Penguin Random House first set up shop here, we were determined to publish strong voices from this region. Because we have so many vernacular languages here, it was quite a challenge to find original works in English language from every part of Southeast Asia. So when the manuscript for Fall Baby appeared in my inbox, we were over the moon. Fall Baby is a brave story that covers themes such as religion, politics, and history, yet it remains elegant in the way it is told through the eyes of Siri and Dara. Laxmi is characteristically unapologetic about portraying women in our multifaceted forms. Our whims, vulnerabilities, insecurities, egos, pride, through the protagonist's roles as mother, daughter, sister, lover, and friend. And in an era when new constitutions are being formed and new tomorrows are planned, Fall Baby reminds us how important it is to reconcile our past with our present before we can work on our future. We are so proud to have brought this amazing book to your bookshelves and very honoured to have published Laxmi's first English novel, one of the rare works in the English language by an Indonesian author.
Fall Baby is my third novel and the sequel of sorts to my debut novel, Amba or The Question of Red. It has many themes and aspirations, many of which are the fictions I've told and retold over a decade, about parents and children, origins, differences, margins, love, passion, illegitimacy, and belonging. If The Question of Red is the story of the mother and the father, Fall Baby is the story of the daughter. Toward the end of The Question of Red, which is the love story set against the backdrop of the Indonesian anti-communist mass massacres of 1965, we learn that Sri Kandi, or Siri, is a love baby of Amba and Bhishma, the protagonists of The Question of Red. They were violently separated in 1965, after which Amba found out that she was pregnant. Then she met the German-American social scientist Adalhard Eilers, who agreed to marry her and father her child. In Fall Baby, we learn that Sri Kandi only knows about the truth of her origins close to the age of 50. Now, I have been a single parent of a daughter for many years, and I also found out late in life that I was adopted. So parenthood and adoption have always been very important themes to me, a leitmotif, if you will. Now, if in The Question of Red I found the way in, so to speak, through the Hindu epic Mahabharata as an entry point to talk about the war within a family and linking it to the official lies and propaganda constructed by the Suharto regime around the massacres of 65 to justify its dictatorship, in Fall Baby, I found a way in through art. To me, looking at art is like looking at mythology. It is essentially about acknowledging different ways of seeing. Even within one person, there reside multiple selves and identities. And it is this nature of seeing that allows Siri to make sense or even to make peace with her past and her parents' history and of her own relationship with history. I created Dara because I wanted to tell the story of another type of modern Indonesian woman. On the surface, Siri and Dara couldn't be any more different. Siri travels, a creature of East and West. Dara is more firmly rooted. Siri has a thoroughly liberal, progressive, westernized upbringing, whereas Dara comes from a conservative Muslim background, but is liberal progressive in her politics. Siri is an artist, Dara is an activist. They're very different in personalities and background, but essentially fighting for the same values, freedom and democracy. So when intolerant religious groups threatened to ban Siri's exhibition in Jakarta, Dara and Siri have to put aside their differences and work together. Having these two characters, as well as the focus on art, allow me to tackle further one more concern, which is rising intolerance. Between 2015 and 2017, when I was still living in Berlin, the world had suddenly gone dark. Democracies all over the world were tumbling. Society had become more polarized in matters of race, ethnicity, religion, and belief. And those were particularly bad years for art as well. Art exhibitions, transgender, cultural gatherings, public statues deemed pornographic were cracked down on. Yet artists continue to wear the courage and intelligence of their resistance, as they've always done in the face of injustice and repression. This is why I wanted to tell the story of an artist and how artists can offer a fresh pair of eyes through which to see the world. And being in Berlin also allows Siri to draw similarities or differences between the way Germans, also plagued by a history of violence, and Indonesians deal with their dark past. How, indeed, do different generations in different societies process historical memory?
And those are the finalists for today. We'd like to wish them the very best of luck as well. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to know the winners for that category, all you need to do is to join us on the 13th of August, 4 p.m, right here at the Singapore Book Publishers Association Facebook page. Till then, see you tomorrow, same time, same page, to know the finalists for the Best Middle Grade and Young Adult title. My name is Lawrence Wong, and I'd like to see you tomorrow.